Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Lake Park as we're getting set for HMS at HLP baseball tonight on our ExploreKaboji.com live video stream. Jason Jacobs along with Tim Soper. Our pregame coverage this evening sponsored by Lakes Regional Healthcare, and this evening we are featuring the Hawks and the Wolves. Both teams have played one game so far, Tim, on this what will be a condensed, shortened season, but both looking for that first win so far. West Sioux took it to HMS 22-3 the other night. Pretty solid program in the War Eagle, and Harris Lake Park kind of a similar outcome against another really solid program in the War Eagle, Hinton. They lost 18-0. So both teams looking for their first win here this evening, and happy to bring you this broadcast here on the ExploreKaboji.com live video stream. You can watch us on Facebook at ExploreKaboji.com. We have our YouTube channel, ExploreKaboji.com, you can watch us on. Or if you're at home and you got a Roku or Amazon Fire Stick, CF Video channel is where you can watch us as well. So,
and I think to be specific, I think the YouTube channel is actually just Explore Okaboji, all one word. It doesn't have the .com, but if you're looking for it, that's where it can be. And lots of ways to watch. And also, if you're kind of figuring out the new Varsity Bound app with stats of high school, we do have a link on there as well to our live stream.
All right, so plenty of ways to watch. Let's get our starting lineups for tonight. We'll start with the home squad for Harris. Well, actually, we'll start with the visiting squad for HMS. We'll go with the leading things off will be the third baseman, Keaton Graves. And actually, we're going to break for the national anthem. We'll get those starters here as we get our broadcast underway. A 2-minute timeout for our national anthem, HMS and HLP baseball, coming up on the ExploreKaboji.com live video stream.
At United Community Bank, we're actively engaged in developing, strengthening, and energizing our communities by investing in people and their hopes and dreams for the future. Let us go to work for you, supporting your goals and helping you succeed. We look forward to being a part of your financial future. United Community Bank, with locations in Milford, Okoboji, Hartley, Ocheyedan, and Lake Park. Member FDIC.
United Community Bank, dedicated to your financial success.
Doctors Norland and Cornwall and the entire staff of the Eye Care Center would like to remind athletes to do your best and have a great season. When you have eye care needs, visit the Eye Care Center just north of the hospital in Spirit Lake. The Eye Care Center is proud to offer you professional service and personal care for all your eye care needs. The Eye Care Center has a large selection of quality eyeglass frames in the most up-to-date styles. Call today to make an appointment with the professionals at the Eye Care Center in Spirit Lake.
At Iowa Lakes Electric Cooperative, we are member-owned. That means everyone who gets their power from Iowa Lakes is also an owner. That's the cooperative difference.
The power is yours at your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
What does it mean to be on a team? It means other people are depending on you. That's why the Bank Midwest team supports student athletes, because we know being part of a team teaches you a lot. So good luck to your team from ours. Bank Midwest. Member FDIC.
Imagine a surgery with less pain, where it's minimally invasive. You have a faster recovery and you receive better results. At Lakes Regional Healthcare, the only hospital with comprehensive robotic surgery in Northwest Iowa, surgeons provided robotic surgeries for orthopedic, gynecological, and general surgical procedures such as hip and knee replacement, hysterectomies, colon resections, gallbladder removal, hernia repairs, and more. So when you need surgery, look to the only area hospital with comprehensive robotic surgery. Look to Lakes Regional Healthcare in Spirit Lake.
And welcome back to Lake Park on the ExploreKaboji.com live video stream as we're getting set for some War Eagle Conference baseball with Hartley-Melvin-Sanborn and Harris Lake Park. Jason Jacobs along with Tim Soper, our video engineer this evening. Tim will chime in and try to help me keep things all straightened out as we go through our broadcast here this evening. Thanks again to Lakes Regional Healthcare for sponsoring our pregame coverage. HMS starting lineup tonight, they will lead things off with their third baseman, number 27, Keaton Graves. Batting second, shortstop, number 5, Sam Hine. Batting third, center fielder, number 99, Dawson Skipoff. Batting in the cleanup spot, the first baseman, number 29, Sam Hawk. Batting fifth, the pitcher, number 23, Jordan Ortega. Batters 6, 7, and 8 include the second baseman, number 14, Ben Hawk. The catcher, number 1, Cooper Ebel. And the left fielder, number 3, Trenton Volink. And our batter in the number 9 spot is the right fielder, number 8, Keith DeBoer. HMS under new head coach Jeremy Gloden, off to an 0-1 start in the year. Last year they were 4-17. He is assisted by Corey Ebel and Terry Hine. For the Wolves of Harris Lake Park, 0-1 on the year. Last year they were 3-15 in league play. And the around the diamond lineup for the Wolves. In left is Jaden Reeder. In center is Brody Sohn. In right, Abdullah El-Baitri. Infielders at third, Julian Burdorf. At short, Tice Gunderson. Austin Gilmore at second, Easton Brevik at first. And the battery tonight is Isaac Einen facing Dylan Meyer. And there you go. And we are going to be underway here at 7:27. First pitch on the way. High and outside for ball one to Keaton Graves. Keaton Graves, the third baseman for Hartley-Melvin-Sanborn, the 1-0. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Graves, a sophomore for HMS. And the pitch, right down the middle, and in there for a strike. Young HMS squad. We've heard these names in other sports, but this is, for a lot of them, their first go-around in baseball. Swing and a miss. Big cut there by Graves. Count evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, facing Isaac Einen. That's a returning name we know quite a bit about for Harris Lake Park. Last year as a junior, 2.55 ERA. 2-2. This one's going to be fouled off. Woo! That was dangerous over there.
I didn't hear it hit anything.
It didn't, but ooh, that was dangerous. Normally those cars are pretty safe, but I don't know.
That was a rope over there.
The lefty Graves really strung that out. Here's the 2-2 once again. Off speed
Bender.
outside, and Graves lays off, and now
that was
count.
a tempting pitch to go for.
It was, and it definitely had some movement on it. Graves will be followed by Sam Hine. Hine, a junior for HMS. This one popped up, out of play. Full count once again coming up to Keaton Graves.
Now, one thing we'll miss this year for baseball and softball season is the youngsters, unfortunately, don't get a run after the ball. They want to make sure fans don't go after those that are out of play, and that's a punch-out as part of the mitigation process.
I think each team has a designated individual or two that goes and gets all of those balls. So a strikeout starts the game off for Harris Lake Park and Isaac Einen defensively, and now here's number 5, Sam Hine, the shortstop for Hartley-Melvin-Sanborn. This is one of the players we saw last year in the first pitch. Home plate umpire says did not go, and it will be ball 1 on an inside pitch to Sam Hine. And that one right down the middle for a strike. 1-1 here to Sam Hine. And Sam did see some time last year for HMS. Had 9 hits in 46 at-bats, and this one bit inside. 2 balls and a strike to the HMS shortstop. He will be followed by Dawson Skip off the center fielder.
Yeah, duck out of the way of that slow pitch, as that one's a little faster but outside, but coach reminding him, bring the bat down with you too. Don't make contact if you're ducking.
3-1. One away, nobody on, and the pitch. Ooh, looked pretty good. Must have missed a bit inside. There's ball 4. So a walk issued, the first walk of the evening, and HMS has a base runner here with 1 out, top of the first for Dawson Skip-off, center fielder. Our broadcast this evening on ExploreKaboji.com, courtesy of Collision Masters, the Savings Bank of Lake Park, and C&B Operations. And first pitch is high. They're going to test the arm right away, and actually it's going to go off the helmet of Skip-off. So down to second goes Hine.
He's smiling about it, but you always wonder with those.
And he was in the, they're going to say he was in the box. And the catcher did try to go around the box. So they're going to say it's not interference.
Because it was an inside pitch that forced Meyer to kind of glove that one and move to his left.
So 1-0 count. Runner in scoring position with 1 away for HMS. And the pitch right down the pipeline. 1-1 now to Dawson Skip-off, the center fielder for Hartley-Melvin-Sanborn. Last year as a sophomore, batted .321. 18 hits and 56 at-bats. Pitch on, and that one, another one right down at the knees, called strike 2. Skip off will be followed by Sam Hawk, first baseman. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. It's a dropped third strike. They'll throw down to first. Runner's going to have to stay put at second. Nicely done by the catcher, Dylan Meyer. So a 2-3 put out to record out number 2, and now Sam Hawk for HMS.
I was going to tie his shoe real quick.
Runner over at second. Hine was doing the same thing. HMS and HLP played softball earlier tonight. Was varsity only at 5:30. HMS won that one 19-0 in 3. And first pitch outside to Sam Hawk for ball 1.
I was wondering if Scott and Tim would come over, hang out with us, but
apparently not.
I haven't seen them yet.
Pitch on and swing and a miss. Big cut there by Hawk. Ball and a strike here to Sam Hawk.
Hawk going old-fashioned, no batting gloves in there.
Hawk last year batting .218 for HMS. 12 hits on the year last year. This one's going to get away from the catcher, and scampering down to third goes Sam Hine on a pass ball. And so now a runner really in scoring position here, Tim, with 2 away for HMS, and I'm sure Coach Jeremy Gloden would like to see them punch this in here early. Heinen working from the stretch, popped up. Might be playable, yes, on the infield. The wind got it, but nobody was ready. It'll drop foul. And it looks like it's going to be 2-2 now to Sam Hawk.
Normally that probably would have been the catcher's, but there is a strong wind coming.
Basically, you can probably hear it.
From the first base dugout straight out to left field.
Yeah, it's real strong out of the south-southeast, I would say. So 2-2 to Hawk. Einen delivers right down the middle and got him looking. Couple of strikeouts to start things off for Isaac Einen and the Wolves defense. HMS threatens off of a walk, but there was no runs on no hits, no errors, 1 left on. We've played a half inning. It's HMS nothing. HLP comes to bat in 30 seconds. Q102.
Are you paying too much for internet service? It's time to cut the wires, cut the charges. IGL Teleconnect is your local internet provider. No contracts, no hidden fees, no equipment rental, and no confusing packages for just $40 a month. IGL Teleconnect, we put you first.
At Iowa Lakes Electric Cooperative, we are member-owned. That means everyone who gets their power from Iowa Lakes is also an owner. That's the cooperative difference.
The power is yours at your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
And we welcome you back here to Lake Park. HMS and HLP baseball tonight on the ExploreKaboji.com live video stream. And let's get our Harris Lake Park lineup here this evening. Leading things off will be the center fielder Brody Sohn, wearing number 13. Batting second, number 15, the catcher Dylan Meyer. Batting third, number 2, the pitcher Isaac Einen. In the cleanup spot, number 52, the right fielder Abdullah El-Baitri. Batting fifth, number 44, the first baseman Easton Brevik. Batting sixth, the number 12, the left fielder Jaden Reeder. Batting seventh, number 9, shortstop Tice Gunderson. Batting eighth, number 17, second baseman Austin Gilmore. And batting ninth, number 10, the third baseman Julian Burdorf. Hartley-Melvin-Sanborn, let's do around the diamond. And in the outfield, left to right, it will be Trenton Volink in left, Dawson Skipoff out in center, Keith DeBoer in right. Infielders at third, Keaton Graves. At short, Sam Hine. Second, Ben Hawk. At first, Sam Hawk. And the battery tonight for HMS will be Jordan Ortega, number 23, pitching to number 1, Cooper Ebel. So there you go. HMS fails to bring a run across in the top half of the first. And we'll see what the Wolves can do. These two teams faced each other twice last year, Tim, and it was a split. That's kind of been the story here in recent years. HMS won their home game 7-1. HLP won their home game 6-5 last year. Both teams were kind of in the same boat entering this year. Several young players. But HLP, I would say, maybe has their most experienced lineup we've seen in a long time, and it's good to see both schools have both JV and varsity. That's a good thing too.
Yes, 1A schools sometimes do struggle with that. You know, it's the softball game was varsity only, but JV game was played, and I believe the score was 6-2. Harris Lake Park wins that one.
So here's Brody Sohn to lead things off, the center fielder. First pitch on the way from Ortega, and it's low ball 1. Sohn, Meyer, and Einen to lead things off for HLP. Ortega looks home, winds up, and delivers. Swung on and hit towards short, fielded by Hine, over to first, and a bad throw. Hawk had no chance of fielding that, and rounding first and getting over to second is Sohn for Harris Lake Park. So an error puts Harris Lake Park with a runner in scoring position to start the ball game.
So did you say a hit and an error or just an error?
No, I'm saying just an error because I think had he thrown that cleanly, he would have been out. Maybe that's mean for week 1, but no, it was hit pretty much right at the shortstop. This one's going to bounce past the catcher, Ebel, and scampering over to third is Sohn. So now really a runner in scoring position there for Harris Lake Park. Bottom of the first, nobody out for Dylan Meyer, the catcher. Get some numbers here on Dylan Meyer shortly. Ortega now working from the stretch with nobody out. And he'll deliver, and that one's going to be high and inside for ball 1. Or ball 2, rather, to Dylan Meyer. Meyer, as a sophomore, batted .152 in varsity play, 7 hits, scored 6 runs last year. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, big cut.
I think he was a little ahead of that one.
2-1 now to Dylan Meyer. Again, no outs and a runner at third in Sohn. Ortega looks home to Ebel. Now gets set. Pitch on the way. Popped up.
Oh, the wind kept that one in.
That maybe could have been caught, but again, the way that it came off the bat on a normal day, I think, Tim, you're right, it gets out. 2-2 now to Meyer. A little more info on Ortega here in just a moment. Here's a 2-2, swung on, hit towards third, fielded pretty cleanly.
Oh.
Yeah, they got a runner in trouble there, and Sohn's just gonna have to chase back to third. So the third baseman for HMS, Graves, trying to look him down. Now they'll try to steal over to second. They're gonna get the runner over at second. So Meyer reaches on a fielder's choice, but then is thrown out at second.
And credit Meyer, I will say they were taking their time over at third to kind of end the play. So Meyer thought he could steal a base, ends up getting thrown out.
So it's a 5-1 put out for out number 1. And now Isaac Einen, the pitcher for HMS. Einen can help his own cause here with 1 away and that runner yet at third. Pitch on the way. This one's popped up into right field. Could be dangerous. Shallow right field. Making the catch is Ben Hawk for out number 2. So just like that, HMS's defense gets a couple of outs.
Now, did you give Meyer a hit on that little
Did
play?
Not.
Okay,
Did
just
not.
fielder's choice,
because I think, again, it was hit right to him. He had more than enough time to throw him out. A little more on Jordan Ortega as a freshman. Did do some pitching for HMS. Let's see. Made appearances in 14 games last year and had a, let's check that. That was the hitting, never mind. Here, we'll look at the pitching numbers here in a moment. This is Abdullah El-Baitri for HLP with 2 away. Still a runner at third in Sohn. And first pitch was a ball to El-Baitri, and that one will be outside now. 2-0 to Abdullah. (2-0) to the cleanup hitter for HLP. Ortega gets set, fires home, a little off speed, but doesn't quite break enough. 3-0 to El-Baitri. Pitch on the way. And right down the middle for a strike.
Abdullah was taking the whole way there.
So last year, Ortega as a freshman for HMS Pitched in 4 games, started one of them. 4.74 ERA as a freshman. 7 strikeouts to 9 walks. This one's going to be hit towards short. Third baseman fields cleanly to first. Scooped out in time. Nice job by Sam Hawk of scooping that one out from Graves over at third. And the 5-3 putout ends the threat. Well, you would have thought maybe the way that the inning started, HLP would be the first one to score, but HMS gets out of a jam defensively. No score after 1 here in Lake Park on ExploreKabochi.com.
Insurance is all about relationships. It's built on trust and getting to know our clients. We want to know about you.
We try to sell more than just a policy. In essence, we're selling ourselves, and in that regard, I feel we have a very good product.
You might say, well, everybody has people, but we have people. And we have people who love their jobs and are passionate about what they do.
The producer or the accounting department or the receptionist at the desk, they want to see that customer taken care of.
Welcome back to Lake Park. No score after 1 in War Eagle Conference Baseball between Hartley-Melvin-Sanborn and Harris Lake Park. Jason Jacobs along with our video engineer Tim Soper this evening. Good to have you along for the ride, Tim. Breezy evening here in Lake Park, but honestly, I know you can hear it a little bit in the broadcast, but I'm not going to complain one bit.
No, upper 80s for temperature, yeah.
On the way over here, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I looked earlier in the week around Sunday at the weather forecast. There was a healthy chance of, I think I saw 97 as the forecast high today.
Yeah.
Didn't quite
get that hot.
And I'm okay with them being wrong on that one.
Yeah, the sky here in Lake Park has cleared for the most part. It was kind of cloudy to the south on my way up, but all in all pretty nice. We want to say thanks to some more of our great sponsors like Prinz Insurance, MHR Insurance, and the Eye Care Center of Spirit Lake. Thanks for making the broadcast possible. Here's the HMS pitcher Jordan Ortega. 5, 6, 7 batters to lead things off here in the top of the second for HMS. Ortega followed by Ben Hawk and Cooper Ebel. And first pitch swung on and missed for strike 1 to Ortega. Pretty decent sized crowds here this evening. Everybody's doing a pretty good job of staying all spread out. Of course, great complex here. Yes. Easy to do, Tim, as well. 1-1.
And it's set up to handle multiple games because the Little League fields around here, and obviously just the varsity field in use, but got a lot of people down the third baseline. HMS fans really down the first baseline.
Sure. I always personally prefer to watch a game in my lawn chair anyway, although a few folks are sitting in the stands yet. This one's outside. That's going to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ortega. And as I mentioned, Ortega last year for the Hawks did an all right job as far as batting on the varsity level. Did pick up those couple of hits and just a few at-bats. Batting in the number 5 spot tonight. Full count, swing and a miss. And there is strikeout number 3 for Isaac Einen.
Of course, here in Lake Park, they have the nice little press row for us to set up at, which is nice and out in the open because we don't know how many press boxes we'll be able to use this year.
Not a whole lot of them this year. That's going to bring up Ben Hawk. Swing and a miss, big cut. He was behind that one from Einen, who's been doing a nice job so far for Harris Lake Park. He's given up the 1 walk, and that's it. Otherwise, it's been all strikeouts. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Some good heat on it there. Quickly 0-2 to Ben Hawk.
Sense if Einen can get this batter out, he's in a good rhythm, and there it is.
And you are right. Couple of quick strikeouts. He now has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the night already.
And I also just realized this. They're not letting the players, just to limit the touching, not letting the players throw around the ball after a strikeout, but Harris Lake Park players went through the motions just like they normally would.
I like that. There's Cooper Ebel, the catcher, and check swing, and I'm going to say he went.
I think it might have been a strike anyway, too.
I think so. 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Definitely behind that one from Einen. You're right, he is definitely in a rhythm, Tim.
And he's ready to go.
He's not wasting a whole lot of time. Here's the pitch. And that one will be fouled off. Just getting a piece of it there is Ebel. That's one of those deals where, you know, it's like put the bat out there, give yourself another chance. Thanks to some more of our sponsors, Bank Midwest, IGL Teleconnect, Iowa Lakes Electric Cooperative, and Northwest Iowa Bone Joint and Sports Surgeons. So 0-2 to Ebel with 2 away here in the top of the second. No score if you're just joining us. And the pitch, swing and a miss, and there is 3 up, 3 down for Isaac Einen in the top of the third. We are in the top of the second, rather, I should say. We will go to the bottom of the second in a minute, or in 30 seconds on ExploreKaboji.com.
Incorporated for all your lifting needs. They have cranes from 30 to 300 ton with 320-foot tip height and forklifts from 5,000 to 20,000 pounds. Raveling Incorporated also does excavating, dirt scraping, site prep services, heavy hauling, and new commercial grain storage systems. Call 712-736-2596 for service in Esterville, Emmitsburg, Algona, Spencer, and Storm Lake areas. Or call Rick at 712-209-0190. Raveling Incorporated, serving the area for 41 years.
Back in Lake Park, high school baseball on ExploreKaboji.com live video stream. Again, if you're watching at ExploreKaboji.com, you're sitting at home, you got an Amazon Fire Stick or a Roku, download the free CF video channel. You can watch on your TV, or we've got a YouTube. If you can link that up somehow, we got a YouTube account, Explore Kaboji, or our Facebook page as well, ExploreKaboji.com. So plenty of ways to watch the broadcast this evening. Harris Lake Park will send up batters 5, 6, and 7 here in the bottom of the second. No score this evening. Easton Brevik, the first baseman. Jaden Reeder, the left fielder. Tice Gunderson, the shortstop, leading things off here in the bottom of the second in a scoreless ball game. Both teams looking for that first win after they both got thumped in night 1 of play against really 2 of the more premier programs in this conference. This is not an easy 1A conference at all.
And especially now that we learned Hinton's down in 1A this year. I haven't seen where the Hinton is in the rankings for 1A.
I don't know if they're ranked, but
they very well could be.
Yeah, you know that they're a quality program. You know that West Sioux and Remsen St. Mary's are quality. You can never count out Galen Catholic, and really in recent years Akron Westfield has been quite good as well. So, we've seen some pretty decent ball clubs come through here at HMS and HLP during their time in the War Eagle, and the records maybe don't reflect how good they are because they're playing such high quality of competition night in and night out in this War Eagle conference. And here's Easton Brevik. First pitch delivered from Ortega is high.
Had good heat on it, but kind of seemed high from the minute he released it.
Brevik got 6 hits last year as a sophomore. Ortega's pitch. And breaking ball didn't quite break enough.
Those high breaking balls, those are tempting as a batter.
They are very tempting. 2-0. Pitch on the way. And that's going to be low. Now 3-0 here to Brevik. Well, HLP got a batter to reach on an error in the bottom of the first. It was Brody Stone. He got all the way around to third and then could get no farther. The 3-0, right down the middle for strike 1. We thank some more sponsors like Van Hofwegen and Munter Family Dentistry, the Savings Bank of Primgar, Hartley, and Lake Park, and Consumers Lumber Company. 3-1, and the pitch. Outside, ball 4. First walk given up tonight by Ortega. And those leadoff walks, they can be problematic at times, Tim.
Yes. If we were Clyde Erkey, we'd be saying more likely or not that
that's gonna
leadoff walk comes around to score.
All right. Number 20, Cole Einen, will be the pinch runner here. So HLP thinking to themselves, all right, no outs. Let's use a little speed to our advantage here. Now Jaden Reeder, the left fielder.
See if Cole takes a pitch to, they're going to show bunt.
And they're going to send him down to second, and he'll be there in more than enough time and to throw a little off as well. So Brevik, or Einen rather, collects a stolen base, and now a runner in scoring position with nobody away. So HLP starting to look kind of like last inning. Let's see if maybe they try to bunt him over to third. Reeder showed bunt the last time around. Not going to do it this time. Swung on and hit towards third. Runner's going to hold over at second. They'll throw to first in time. Runner's going to have to go back. Nicely done by Hartley-Melvin-Sanborn's, I believe it was Keaton Graves over there at third, doing a nice job of keeping that runner at bay and throwing out Reeder at first.
And with that, you want to make sure you put some zip on the ball over to first. You don't want to rainbow it over because you'll give the runner at second plenty of time.
Here's Tice Gunderson, and they'll try a little pickoff move here, and sliding back in safely is Einen.
Don't know if the shortstop was necessarily ready for that, though.
Yeah, I think the throw was maybe a little off target, too. Of course, this wind tonight, you know, any throw or any hit's going to kind of potentially sail on you. This one's going to be a bit inside. Ball one here to Tice Gunderson. Gunderson, a freshman for the Wolves, played last year as an 8th grader. 1-0 pitch on the way. Swung on, hit towards second. Fielded cleanly. They'll let the runner get over to third. Hawk will get the sure out over at first. Hawk to Hawk. 4-3 for out number 2, and down to third goes Einen. So still a runner in scoring position now, 90 feet away. The first run of the ball game potentially, but we'll see what Austin Gilmore can do here in the number 8 spot for Harris Lake Park, playing over at second base tonight. And the pitch, a bit upstairs for ball one. And if you're just joining us, we had softball earlier this week, or earlier tonight, I should say. The pitch swung on and missed. It'll be 1-1 now to Gilmore. HMS won the softball game 19-0 in 3 innings. Now we got a time here.
Oh, I wonder, did he lick his hand?
Yep, that's possibly what happened there.
And that's going to be some habits you got to break around here.
Not easy to do.
Yeah.
So they'll sanitize, and that has to be difficult for a pitcher. You know, a lot of pitchers have that routine down. You understand why they do it, but these are the things that we'll put up with to play baseball, I guess.
Yes, and I don't think anyone's going to complain.
No.
Like, you didn't see any argument from the coaches or the pitcher.
It might only take the one trip to the dugout to break the habit, though.
Possibly, because now he's probably like, oh, this is a real thing. Although if you're thinking, you wonder, pitchers and batters, you know, maybe some old school pitchers be like, I wish I had sanitizer back when I pitched.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some strategy behind this.
1-1. Pitch on the way, and that's a breaking ball. It doesn't quite break enough. He's really working on that breaking ball, but hasn't quite gotten it to break in there yet. 2-1 now to Gilmore.
We'll blame the sanitizer for that.
2 away, there's a runner at third, and the pitch. Inside. Now 3-1 here to Gilmore. Gilmore played varsity as a freshman for HLP last year, collected 5 hits during the year. Ortega delivers a 3-1 pitch. Swung on, hit towards third, bobbled down, scooped up over to first in time. Nice job of sticking with it by Keaton Graves. And another 5-3 putout ends another threat. HLP, no runs on no hits. There were no HMS errors. 1 left on base. And we have played 2 here in Lake Park. Still no score between HMS and HLP on the ExploreKaboji.com live video stream.
Smellick Law Office in Hartley is proud to stand behind the Hartley-Melvin-Sanborn athletes and students. Smellick Law Office will stand behind you as well. Smellick Law Office in Hartley. Go Hawks!
For the freshest meat selection and best value in the area, head to Fiesta Foods in Hartley. Go to fiestafoodshartley.com and click on register. There you can sign up to have a weekly ad and box beef prices emailed directly to you. Find the best cuts of quality meat at Fiesta Foods in Hartley and fiestafoodshartley.com.
High school sports on ExploreKaboji.com, sponsored by State Farm Insurance agent Scott Troutman, by Lakes Regional Healthcare, and by Smellick Law Office. Welcome back to Lake Park. We start the top of the third with no score between Hartley-Melvin-Sanborn and Harris Lake Park in War Eagle Conference baseball this evening. And you know what, Tim? That wind, it's still there, but it has died down a little bit, I think.
And then you mentioned it kind of goes a little bit
it's
more.
It's going to come and go, but for the most part, I think we've definitely gone down a little bit.
I will say, working the camera stream, it's a little more movement though, but I don't have any papers to worry about. So
you're not playing the paper game like I am today.
And if you were listening to the softball game, I think Tim Peterson had some notebook issues at times.
Yeah, it's one of those days in terms of weather. Iowa, right?
Mm-hmm. Speaking of weather, we're hoping to get a couple games in tomorrow on our family of stations, but we'll hope Mother Nature is nice to us.
Yeah, Trenton Volink will lead things off for HMS, and he'll look to show bunt there, taken all the way, and it'll be strike one here to the left fielder, Volink. He'll be followed by the number 9 batter, Keith DeBoer. Pitch on the way, shows bunt again, and it'll be strike 2. Yeah, we're supposed to have Manson, Northwest Webster at Okoboji on Q102, and Spencer, Emmitsburg, softball on Y100. Swing and a miss, and there is strikeout number 6 for Isaac Einen. That is now, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 6 strikeouts, Tim, in a row. And that helps the pitch count, too.
Yes. Glavam had 3 strikes, and that's it.
Keith DeBoer looks at ball 1 in the number 9 spot for Hartley-Melvin-Sanborn. Einen wasting little time, right down the middle. Count evened up at a ball and a strike. We mentioned HMS had to face West Sioux in night 1, a 22-3 setback the other night. This one swung on and missed. Now 1-2 here to DeBoer. They'll be playing again tomorrow night down at Galen Catholic, weather permitting. The pitch, swing and a miss, and strikeout number 7 for Einen. Wow. Well, there's the upperclassman on the diamond for sure. You know, you can tell he's one of those players that's got experience, looks real calm, real confident out there.
Yeah, first inning, it was the first inning, or his first start of the year, so you could see a little bit of jitters, but he seems locked in right now.
Yeah. Swung on, fouled back by Graves, makes it 0-1.
Conversation at the plate, not sure what it was about.
That's gonna stay high. Now ball and a strike to Graves.
Looks like the batter was playing about his grip on the bat a little bit, but
okay.
I don't know what you can do there.
That one's well inside. Now 2-1 here to Graves. Keaton did bat a handful of times as a freshman last year. The pitch, swing and a miss.
Uppercut swing from Graves.
2-2. 1 away, nobody on. Or 2 away, nobody on, I should say. Here's the pitch. Low. Count goes full. Einen trying to have another 1-2-3 inning. And the pitch. And just kind of off the end of the bat there. Almost, you'd call it a nubber. Ugh. And those will sting.
And, you know, he doesn't wear gloves up there.
Still full count to Graves, the third baseman, who's made some nice plays tonight for HMS in the field. 2 away. And Einen delivers. Swung on. Hit towards third. It'll go foul. A nice job by Burdorf of letting that go foul, as it was kind of a slow roller. 3-2. Einen will deliver his pitch. Foul back again.
Good battle developing here.
Graves trying to add a few pitches to that pitch count there for Einen. He got through with virtually nothing in that second inning. And the third inning at least started out that way. The pitch, foul back again. Thank a few more of our sponsors. They include United Community Bank, Hut Bar and Grill. I want to say thanks to Northwest Bank and Hartley Hometown Pharmacy. 3-2. And hit over towards third, scooped up by Burdorf. Can he get it over to first in time? Throws off the mark, but he got him. Nice job by Easton Brevik. Snags the throw on the run and tags out Graves.
Good play all around.
3 up, 3 down goes Hartley-Melvin-Sanborn in the top of the third. Still no score in Lake Park on the ExplorerKaboji.com live video stream.
Support your local community and independently owned Hartley Hometown Pharmacy. Shopping locally at Hartley Hometown Pharmacy means keeping the money in the community with tax income and supporting the local workforce and suppliers. Hartley Hometown Pharmacy, located at Fiesta Foods in Hartley.
A lot has changed in 125 years, but the Savings Bank of Primgar, Hartley, and Lake Park remains committed to serving our area farmers. Whether you're looking to grow your operation, finance new equipment, or obtain a line of credit for this production cycle, you can count on the Savings Bank of Primgar, Hartley, and Lake Park. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Lake Park. War Eagle Conference baseball tonight here on ExplorerKaboji.com. Jason Jacobs with Tim Soper this evening. We thank you for watching this evening in one of the umpteen ways you can watch the broadcast. That's kind of the cool thing about it. There's something really for anybody.
In a lot of ways, especially with the Fire Stick, the CF video channel, a lot of ways you can display us up on the big screen, whatever TV you want.
Or phone if you want, computer, that works too. Yeah, if you've got the Roku or the Amazon Fire Stick on your TV, CF Video is the channel that you download for free, and then you can watch any live or archived game.
And of course, want to say hello to anyone watching on YouTube or Facebook.
Or at ExplorerKaboji.com under the Sports tab.
We're slowly figuring out what all we can do with this technology we have.
Very slowly. I think this is like the 4th year we've done video to some degree, but we're getting better at it all the time, I think. Now we just have to get some cameras installed at the different diamonds, like permanent cameras. That's maybe a little above the budget level at the moment, but we'll get there.
If anyone wants to donate, no.
Here's Julian Burdorf leading things off for Harris Lake Park in the number 9 spot. First pitch on the way from Ortega. Swung on, hit that third base side, and it'll go foul. Graves continues to get a workout over there.
I did notice in the schedule you sent out, you didn't put yourself down as video engineer at all this summer.
No, we've tried that a few times. We don't need to recap the outcomes. 0-1 to Burdorf. A little off speed, and that fell in there for a strike.
And Ortega's been working on that off speed. Usually it ends up inside. That one does bend back to catch that inside corner.
Quickly 0-2 to Burdorf. He'll be followed by Brody Sohn as we go back to the top of the order. The pitch, that one's low. Thanks to more of our sponsors, like Maggie's Crafty Creations, Jaycox Implement, and MHR Insurance. And Ortega delivers, that one sails high. Count now 2-2. And we got time again here.
Oh, I think Burdorf may have called it because some dust may have flew up towards him.
Okay. 2-2. Well, it's breezy enough. Now Ortega delivers. Swing and a miss, and there is the first strikeout issued for Jordan Ortega. One away to the top of the order, HLP goes, and Brody Sohn, the center fielder, reached on an error, got all the way around to third in that first inning, and then was stranded there. Who's going to strike first here in Lake Park?
I mentioned HLP's had a couple opportunities, and HMS was close in the first inning as well.
This one's popped up on the infield, should be playable. Coming in is Sam Hawk, and he makes the grab. So quickly, 2 away now for Dylan Meyer, the catcher. He would reach on a fielder's choice as they tried to look Sohn back in that first inning. And then he was thrown out on his way to second as he tried to steal second. Meyer had put that in play over towards third, which a lot of these HLP Wolves have done so far tonight. First pitch is high for ball one to the HLP catcher. Ortega gets the sign. And this one swung on and missed. Count evened up at a ball and a strike here to Meyer. Yeah, each week we'll have at least one, maybe two games that we'll either simulcast with video and radio or do exclusively on video. The 1-1. This one's hit down the third base line.
Ooh, that one eats
Bobbled
up third
a little bit by
baseman.
Graves. Over to first. Can he get it there in time? Not quite. That's a tough one. He knocked it down, but I think you almost got to go with the E5 there. Had an opportunity. I noticed you're not arguing with me.
I honestly didn't see the play at first. I was looking at my computer for a quick second.
We didn't get a replay of that one?
No, I forgot to click that
Still
button.
working on that, right?
Yes.
Here's Isaac Heinen. Runner's going to go, and this will be hit foul down that third base line, so trotting back to first will be Meyer.
What I figured out was if we can do replay, it's just sometimes when you do replay, it slows the whole stream down and can even kick us off the air at times.
Okay, so we're depending on our connection level is the replay is what you're telling me.
Yes.
I was just making sure it wasn't an engineering thing, but we're working on that, right?
Well, yes, and also the engineer admittedly didn't even try.
Oh,
Oh,
what
my
a snag.
goodness.
Ortega knocks it down over to first in time to end the inning. Well, he snagged that with his glove, and it's a good thing he did because that would have hurt wherever it had hit.
Woo.
Line drive over at Ortega.
At the end of 3.
The 1-3 putout will end the inning. Still no score in Lake Park between HMS and HLP on ExploreKaboji.com.
This is Scott Troutman with State Farm and Spirit Lake. All across the country, drivers are reaping the rewards of safer driving with the updated Drive Safe and Save app, where you can earn a discount of up to 30%. Call Scott Troutman State Farm at 336-2499.
The Hut Bar and Grill in Arnold Park is open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week, and breakfast is served Saturdays and Sundays starting at 8 a.m. So if you're looking for fantastic food served up hot, fresh, and delicious, and service that gets you in and on your way, head to the Hut in Arnold Park.
And we welcome back to Lake Park, HMS, HLP, and War Eagle Conference Baseball this evening. Jason Jacobs along with Tim Soper. We thank you for watching this evening on our video stream. HMS and HLP fans, take note. We'll have more games this season on our family of stations. Not next week, but the following week we'll have a couple of HMS broadcasts. Monday, June 29th, we'll have baseball at home against South O'Brien on Q102. Softball will be here on the video stream the following night on June 30th. As HMS hosts GTRA. That same night, June 30th, we'll have HLP softball as they travel to Sibley-Cheaton. That'll be on Q102 for a 5:30 matchup. So you can find the full season sports schedule at ExploreKaboji.com under the sports tab. And you can also see we always feature the weekly schedule prominently on there as well. So.
And also note, because it is summer sports, subject to change, of course.
Yeah. Tomorrow might be one of those days. We are scheduled to have Manson Northwest Webster at Okoboji softball on Q102.
I think I'm along with Clyde on that one.
I don't know if it's Clyde or not, actually.
Okay.
I have to double check that. But
either way, I know I'm supposed to be
there. You're there, I know for sure. And Spencer Emmetsburg softball as well, Y100 tomorrow night.
Well, I assume Scott would make the trip over there.
This is Sam Hine leading things off top of the fourth, and he looks at strike one from Einen, who's been delivering for Harris Lake Park. 8 strikeouts already in the contest. In fact, all but one of the putouts has been recorded by strikeout by Einen. Fouled back here by Hine. Hine is one of those players that did not strike out in his first time around. He walked and then was stranded at third in that first inning. He's been HMS's only base runner. An 0-2 count here. And Einen delivers. And that's going to be caught by the catcher. And there is strikeout number 9. Wow.
I saw a performance to start the year. It was GTRA versus Storm Lake St. Mary's in baseball. GTRA pitcher 20 strikeouts.
Wow.
Heinen's on pace for that, I'd
He
say.
is. This one fouled off by Dawson Skipoff.
And a lot of the not solid contact that's going foul is helping him as well.
I would agree. 0-1. Here comes the pitch. And catches that outside corner, strike 2.
And he is really commanding that outside part of the strike zone as well.
And he's got some heat on it as well. The 0-2. A little off speed. This one's going to be hit into center field. Coming in to make the play, a couple of steps for Brody Sohn for out number 2. I think that was the first ball we've had hit into the outfield of any variety. 2 away for Sam Hawk. Thanks to more of our sponsors, they include the likes of the Eye Care Center in Spirit Lake, Lakes Regional Healthcare, Bank Midwest, and Northwest Iowa Bone Joint and Sports Surgeons.
First one with the ball.
2 away, nobody on for HMS, top of the 4th. Low, it'll be ball 2. It's been some good matchups between these teams in recent seasons. We mentioned they split last year, split the year before. 2-0 and a bit inside, now 3-0.
And I'll say that's one of the improvements I say with the Varsity Bound website is it tells you all the historical matchups between the teams. I think as far as quick stats and Varsity Bound has been is the walk is awarded to the HMS batter. It tells you how far back that they've had the stats. I think HLP had this series 10-6 or something.
Sounds about right.
But that's close for about a span of 12 years.
Yeah. Here's Ortega. Hawk over at first with the 2-out walk. And this one, fastball at the letters, called strike.
There's sense some frustration behind that pitch for Heinen.
The 0-1, this one low. Good stop there by Meyer. It's a ball and a strike now to Ortega. HMS attempting some sort of a 2-out rally here with that walk. And their pitcher, Ortega, trying to help his own cause. The pitch, and got him to chase a high fastball. 1-2. So hard to lay off those. Here comes the pitch. And definitely some movement there, but not quite enough. It'll be 2-2 to Ortega.
And defensive indifference allows the runner to second.
So runner in scoring position now. The pitch, swing and a miss, and there is strikeout number 10 for Isaac Einen. And the inning comes to a close. For Hartley-Melvin-Sanborn, no runs, no hits, no HLP errors, another runner left on base. We've played 3.5, no score in Lake Park on ExploreKaboji.com.
Insurance Agency Incorporated of Hartley is a proud sponsor of the HMS Hawks. Let the team at Trimers Insurance take the worry out of your life. Call Trimers Insurance today at 1-800-865-1761. At your service for over 100 years.
A smile reflects your personality, self-confidence, joy, and is the first thing people notice when they see you. Trust the professionals at Van Hofwagen and Munter Family Dentistry to improve and maintain your dental health. Call them at 728-2230 or go to SpencerDentist.com. Van Hofwagen and Munter Family Dentistry in Hartley and Spencer, proud to support our local athletes.
Welcome back to Lake Park. We go to the bottom of the 4th and no score between Hartley-Melvin-Sanborn and Harris Lake Park in War Eagle Conference Baseball. Thank you for joining us here this evening on a beautiful night in Lake Park. We mentioned it was a bit warmer earlier today, but the breeze has kept it manageable.
And with those super warm days you get in the summer, the evenings do end up being about perfect.
Yeah, and one thing, knock on wood, we haven't had too much of yet is humidity.
No, and there hasn't been really any of those super humid days where the heat index is just skyrocket. I've seen a lot of kind of 50% humidities, and that's kind of rare for this area, but I'm not going to argue.
Ditto. I can handle that.
I think there was one time this spring it was like 80, and I was just kind of dreading it because usually once you get 80, you're getting some humid, but I saw it was 80 and like a 20% humidity. I'm like, is this what other areas deal with? Maybe this?
This is what it's like, you know, in like Arizona in the middle of the winter almost. Yeah. We'll take it.
Maybe that's why everyone moves there for the weather.
Yeah, definitely. Well, nobody scored yet, Tim, but Abdullah El-Baitri is going to try to do his part to get things going for Harris Lake Park. The cleanup position batter playing out in right field tonight. Grounded out to third in his first at-bat, and actually he's one of about 3 players that have done that so far tonight, and there's been another ball hit over at third. So we'll see who's going to strike first here. We're in the bottom of the 4th. And Ortega delivers. And that one bounces in the dirt for ball 1.
Good stop by the catcher.
Our broadcast this evening, thanks to IGL Teleconnect, United Community Bank, Iowa Lakes Electric Cooperative, and Northwest Bank. And the 1-0. Swung on, hit towards short, scooped up by Sam Hine, over to first in time. Had plenty of time to make a clean throw. Didn't rush things, and 1 away. That'll bring up Easton Brevik, drew a walk to lead things off in the second. You know, we were thinking the first and second innings, HLP gets that leadoff batter on. They get him all the way around to third in both innings, but couldn't bring him across. See what Brevik does here with 1 away. And this one popped up. It's on the right side of the infield. Oh, and unable to make the grab is Ben Hawk. And you have to wonder if maybe at the last second the wind kind of caught him there. It would have been a pretty routine play.
So I think that has to be another error.
Definitely. That'll be the 3rd error of the ball game for HMS. And so Brevik will be on at first with 1 away. Here's Jaden Reeder. He grounded out to third in his first at-bat. The pitch, off speed. Will it get through the middle? Yes, it will. Brevik's going to round second.
Oh, he's on his horse.
Will they make a throw over to third? They will. It's going to be off the mark, and everybody's going to be safe. And there is the first hit of the ball game.
That's a big one. 2 runners in scoring position, just 1 out.
So it's a single for Reeder. He advances to second on the throw. Brevik sits at third. And here's Tice Gunderson. Grounded out to second in his first at-bat. A ground out there now. Could quite possibly score a run. This one's going to be low, ball 1. Gunderson will be followed by Austin Gilmore.
There's the win.
And picking back up again. Ortega delivers, low. 2-0 to Gunderson. Brevik at third, Reeder at second. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Scoreless ball game. Ortega shakes off 1 pitch. Now delivers the 2-0. Swung on, hit into left field. Off the hop. Volink will field it. Not going to get the throw in time. 2 runs are going to score for Harris Lake Park. Brevik scores from third. Reeder scores from second. Give a 2 RBI single to Tice Gunderson. So the bats are starting to come alive here a little bit, Tim, for Harris Lake Park.
And you wonder, with kind of pitch count rules and a lot of games in a short amount of time, how long of a leash some of these pitchers could have.
Yeah, that will be the question for a lot of teams this year. This one's going to be swung on, hit foul into left field.
Tice was on his way to second. He'll have to go back.
0-1 here to Gilmore. Grounded out to third in his first at-bat. Yeah, everybody was pretty well ahead of it there that first time through against Ortega, as they were all hitting it to the left side of the infield.
Now they've realized he's going to rely on that off speed, so now they're sitting that.
Kind of waiting back on it. 1 away. Runner at first, he's going to go. It'll be fouled off. So 0-2 now to Gilmore. Gilmore will be followed by Julian Burdorf. Ortega working from the stretch. Pretty decent lead for Gunderson over at first. This one a bit outside. Now a ball and 2 strikes to Gilmore. Nice job of holding off on that one. The 1-2. Lunges at that one, goes back towards Ortega. He'll fire over to first in time to get the second out. Runner Gunderson advances over to second.
Just the second out of the inning. I feel like it's been a while since I got the first one.
Yeah. Well, that middle part of the order really did their job for HLP.
If Burdorf can reach, you got the top of the order coming up.
Gunderson at second. Burdorf had a strikeout in his first at-bat. And the first pitch swung on and hit. Dribbler towards third, scooped up by Graves to first in time. Another 5-3 putout ends the inning, but not before Harris Lake Park gets on the board first. They score 2 runs on a couple of hits and an HMS error, and they leave 1 on base. After 4, 2-0 HLP on ExploreKaboji.com.
Are you paying too much for internet service? It's time to cut the wires, cut the charges. IGL Teleconnect is your local internet provider. No contracts, no hidden fees, no equipment rental, and no confusing packages for just $40 a month. IGL Teleconnect, we put you first.
At Iowa Lakes Electric Cooperative, we are member-owned. That means everyone who gets their power from Iowa Lakes is also an owner. That's the cooperative difference.
The power is yours at your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
And we welcome you back here to Lake Park. High school baseball on the ExploreKaboji.com live video stream. Jason Jacobs, Tim Soper. We thank all of our fine sports sponsors. No studio engineer when we're doing this. It's all you, Tim.
I know we were talking.
A lot of pressure.
It's kind of interesting. We were wondering, like...
That's why I don't do it.
Well, and beforehand, we're sitting there like, usually we can listen to whatever station we're going to go on.
Yep,
we're listening to music.
Need another song. Don't need another song. Oh, bail out of it. We're ready to go.
How much time is left in this song?
Not an issue with the video stream for us.
No, I was just clicking enough buttons to make sure we go live on everything.
HMS will send their 6, 7, and 8 batters to the plate here in the top of the 5th, trailing 2-0. And Ben Hawk, the second baseman, will lead things off. We'll see the catcher Cooper Ebel and left fielder Trenton Volink. And the first pitch swung on. It's popped up in the infield. Coming in to make the grab as Tice Gunderson, the shortstop, for a quick out number 1. Well, that certainly helped pitcher Isaac Einen's cause, although I don't think he's in any real trouble as far as pitch count is concerned. Now Cooper Ebel for HMS. He was one of the 10 strikeout victims in those first few innings.
You mentioned HMS, a young team this year, but it was names we heard throughout the year. They played football, they played basketball, so this could be a good core group, I think, going forward for the Hawks.
Yeah, I agree. They have some returning names from last year, in baseball-wise anyway, but yeah, you're right. They are relatively young. HLP, honestly, is kind of in the opposite boat. This is, for the first time in a while, they have the majority or all of their players returning. Strike here to Ebel.
And there is also a couple cases where it'd be a player that doesn't normally go out for baseball, but they didn't get their spring sport, and could be a senior that just wants one last crack at playing something.
Why not? That one will curve in there for a strike. Definitely some movement on that one from Einen. And now Ebel in an 0-2 hole. The 0-2, bit outside. Not by much. I'm not sure you would have got me to hold off on that. We've got a great view here in Lake Park. Almost kind of the view that the batter would have. This one's fouled off. Still 1-2.
That went off the side of the school.
Yeah. I haven't seen windows get hit, but I wouldn't be shocked if it's bounced into one before.
I feel like this concrete's strategic enough that I don't know if a bounce is possible.
This one's going to be a little chin music. Ducking underneath of it, there's Ebel. I think that was just a breaking pitch that didn't break. Although it's going to generate a little soundtrack out of the HMS dugout.
Well, HLP players are kind of laughing about it too, and it's a friendly rivalry between these two schools.
2-2. Oh, and there's the swing and a miss, but it gets past the catcher, Meyer. He'll fire down to first and get it there in time. So strikeout number 11 is a dropped third strike. But they still record the putout at first for out number 2. And now Trenton Volink for HMS. And that one's going to be high ball 1. Well, it took the bottom half of the last inning for HLP to record their first hits of the ball game. HMS still looking for their first hits. And that one in there for a strike. 1-1 to the HMS left fielder. And thank you to some more of our sponsors: Consumers Lumber Company, State Farm Insurance agent Scott Troutman, and the Hut Bar and Grill. That one well inside as Volink has to get out of the way. 2-1.
See, the interesting thing about this season is usually whatever sport we're covering, we've been able to maybe watch some on TV to study up a little bit or refresh, but unless you've been watching the Korean baseball organization.
Middle of the night.
I'm coming in this one.
I had fallen asleep in the chair one night and actually woke up in time. 3-1, and that'll catch the outside corner. It'll be full count here to the left fielder, Volink, freshman for HMS.
I did see Major League Baseball possibly close to an agreement. We can talk about more about that next half inning.
Swing and a miss, and strikeout number 12 for Einen ends this half of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on, and 3 more strikeouts for Isaac Einen, and his Wolves lead the Hawks of HMS 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th after this on ExploreKaboji.com.
Insurance is all about relationships. It's built on trust and getting to know our clients. We want to know about you.
We try to sell more than just a policy. In essence, we're selling ourselves, and in that regard, I feel we have a very good product.
You might say, well, everybody has people, but we have people. And we have people who love their jobs and are passionate about what they do.
The producer or the accounting department or the receptionist at the desk, they want to see that customer taken care of.
Welcome back to Lake Park. 2-0, Harris Lake Park leading Hartley-Melvin-Sanborn in War Eagle Conference baseball. One of these teams will get their first win of the year tonight. Both went 0-1 on night number 1, I should say. And for Harris Lake Park, it'll be the 9-1-2 batters.
It should be 1-2-3.
1-2-3 batters to lead things off. Looking at the wrong page. I saw Sohn, and I'm like, well, he wasn't the number 9 batter.
We were saying Major League Baseball, I saw owners offered, the latest one was 60 games with full pay. So
okay, and is that more on line with what the players were wanting?
Players want full pay, but as many games as possible. I think they said 78 games. So 60 to 78, that's not as big of a gap as they have been.
So perhaps there's something in the works here. The general consensus on some of the pundits is that the owners don't really want to have a season. Or at least the owners of the small market clubs don't want a season.
Because they very well could be paying out of their own pockets eventually.
Yes, yes.
And there's so much that makes sense on both sides. As a fan, I just want baseball. If you pay them, cool.
Right.
You know, I did some math. I was like, you know, even if you took a pay cut at the league minimum, I'll go play for that much. It wouldn't be entertaining to watch.
I'm not sure they agree with that idea. Brody Sohn leads things off, reached on an error in the first and was stranded over at third, and then he's also popped up to the first baseman so far tonight. And the first pitch is in the dirt for ball 1.
I think I saw a tweet the other day, and as a Twins fan, you can concur. You just wanted to see Josh Donaldson hit something as a Twin, but he did sign a multiple-year deal, so.
That's a positive. The 1-0. Lunged at, that'll go foul. Just past the bleachers behind us here. 1-1 to Sohn.
Starting to get some shade here in Lake Park. No,
we are.
Don't have the lights on quite yet.
To lose the shades. I may not necessarily need the lights.
I still have my sunglasses on, I just realized too, so.
I just took mine off. 1-1. This one is kind of off the end of the bat.
That's going to be tough.
First base line. Can they make the play in time? They do. Good hustle by Ortega. 1-3 put out for out number 1.
And I'd say Sohn isn't the slowest player on the Wolves by any means, so that was kind of get the ball, can't mess around too much with it.
Ortega so far has given up the 2 runs on 2 hits. He was certainly not aided by an error there in that 4th inning as well. Dylan Meyer now for the Wolves. He's reached twice, but his 0 for 2, he reached on an error and also a fielder's choice. And the first pitch to Meyer is inside ball 1. Yeah, both pitchers showing they've got some pretty decent stuff. The 1-0. This one's going to be down the third baseline foul. 1-1 to Meyer. Yeah, I'm with you totally on. It'd be nice it's just nice to watch sports, and that's what maybe is making this so nice for a lot of people. We probably have more viewers than maybe we normally would, just because this is something live happening, you know.
Yeah, and we're glad we can provide this for those that may not want to or may not be able to come to games.
Oh, definitely. You know, there's a lot of people not quite there due to a variety of reasons, and we can certainly space ourselves out well enough. Cords are nice and long for us on the headsets, 1 and 2. Swing and a miss, and there is strikeout number 2 for Ortega. It was a dropped third strike. They will throw down to first.
It's kind of a delayed drop, so Meyer didn't know it right away, but
no, wasn't really aware of it. So the 2-3 put up makes that out number 2, and now Isaac Einen popped up to second and grounded out to the pitcher, and I believe he was the one that had that. He might have had the line drive right at Ortega that he ended up dropping and then just blooping it over to first in time. Pitch on the way, swung on and hit towards second. Scooped up, Hawk to Hawk. In time, no, they're gonna say he pulled him off the bag. Oh, man.
Oh, that's tough.
So that's gonna be a throwing error. And he had plenty of time.
Einen's running down the line as fast as he can.
Yeah, he's not slow.
So Albitri getting an opportunity he probably wasn't expecting 10 seconds ago.
That's right. Well, that's, you know, baseball. You always got to be ready. They're going to send the runner with 2 away, throw down to second, little off the mark. So recording a stolen base is Einen.
Now, after the error in 1 pitch, you got a player in scoring position.
1 bloop to the outfield could mean a 3-0 ball game.
You've seen Albitri. He does have some pop in that bat.
It kind of has the feeling that, you know, a run or 2 may decide this thing.
And you blink, we're already in the bottom of the 5th.
Right. You're kind of running out of time while you might feel comfortable at this moment if you're HLP with the 2-0 lead, especially the way Einen's been pitching. He would definitely take an insurance run late in the ball game, that's for sure. Swing and a miss. Ball and a strike now to Albitri. Pretty good cut there.
Just say Coach Gunderson, Coach Sohn, they'll never argue with an extra run.
No. Well, in this conference, runs are not easy to come by. The pitching is solid most nights. 1-1. And that one sails a bit outside now. 2-1 to Albitri. So for Ortega and HMS, your goal here, just get out of this and attempt to get your bats going. Hope that maybe Einen's arm is wearing down a little bit. But got to get out of the jam here first. 2-1, off speed inside. 3-1, just about hit Albitri.
And you hear the dugout say, "Where that?" And he's like, "No, I want to swing."
3-1. And the pitch. Swung on.
Oh, nice
play. Hits Ortega, good stop. Gets it to first, and they'll tag him out. And that'll be the inning there.
And Albitri trying his best acrobatic move to get out of there, but
good smile on his face as well. So it'll be a 1-3 put out and another good snag by Ortega to get himself out of a jam. Harris Lake Park gets no runs on no hits. There was an HMS error, 1 left on base. Well, we've played 5.5, or we played 5 rather, and we will go to the top of the 6th after this on ExploreKaboji.com.
Raveling Incorporated for all your lifting needs. They have cranes from 30 to 300 ton with 320-foot tip height and forklifts from 5,000 to 20,000 pounds. Raveling Incorporated also does excavating, dirt scraping, site prep services, heavy hauling, and new commercial grain storage systems. Call 712-736-2596 for service in Esterville, Emmitsburg, Algona, Spencer, and Storm Lake areas. Or call Rick at 712-209-0190. Raveling Incorporated, serving the area for 41 years.
Welcome back to Lake Park. It's 2-0 Harris Lake Park as we go to the top of the 6th. And HMS with just 6 more outs to try to at least tie this thing. And they will have their 9-1 and 2 batters. Keith DeBoer will lead things off. High school sports on ExploreKaboji.com thanks to Collision Masters, Raveling Incorporated, Fiesta Foods, and Valero Renewable Fuels. 2-0 in favor of HLP, as we mentioned. Harris Lake Park, as far as the week is concerned, they have a game at home against Remsen St. Mary's on Friday, so they're really hoping to get this win here tonight because they get to have Hinton and Remsen St. Mary's 2 of their first 3 games. Not exactly an easy start to the year. Normally, they may schedule some non-conference games before they really get into the brunt of those War Eagle Conference games. Next week, they've got Akron Westfield. They haven't really been a slouch in recent years. They'll see South O'Brien as well. Here's Keith DeBoer, the right fielder for HMS. Strikeout in his first at-bat this evening.
A lot of conferences just try to get that one conference game in for sure.
Oh, definitely. And first pitch is a strike here to DeBoer. Einen delivers the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
And I don't have track of the pitch count, but I think Einen's pretty in the clear right now.
I would say yes. DeBoer, a sophomore for HMS. That one missing, not by a whole lot though. 1-2.
Top of the order coming up next for HMS.
DeBoer went 1 for 2 the other night for HMS. That one is low. Now count evened up at 2-2. Here comes the 2-2. And got him looking. Strikeout 13 for Isaac Einen tonight.
Not too bad of a debut, I'd say.
No. The top of the order we go for HMS. Here's Keaton Graves. He has a strikeout and a ground out tonight. Trying to start something up here for HMS. And that one will be a bit low. Ball 1. Einen delivers. Fouled off.
Off the greenhouse.
Off the greenhouse. 1-1 to Graves. He'll be followed by Sam Hine. Everybody gets set. Pitch on the way. And catches the outside corner. One and 2 to Graves. The pitch on the way. Sails high, now 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off, so Graves stays alive. HMS down to those final 5 outs. Shakes off the first pitch. Now this one on the way. Got him looking again. Wow.
That outside corner, no matter which handed the batter is working for him.
Number 14 right there. You said 20 was the strikeouts recorded by that pitcher the other night.
For GTRA, and he's not going to get to 20
unless,
unless extra innings happens. But
and even then, I don't think it's going to probably happen, but this is certainly a solid effort. Sam Hine now for HMS. High and outside, ball 1.
Must be a solid effort for a major league pitcher who gets 9 innings to do it.
No matter what they're getting paid. The 1-0, right down the middle. One and 1 to Sam Hine. Sam had a walk earlier tonight, was stranded at third. He's, I believe, the only one of 2 base runners for HMS. The other Sam Hawk, got the other walk. 2-1 the count. And the pitch, low. Now 3-1. Well, maybe he's gonna try to draw another walk here. Coach Gloden would really like to see that first hit of the ball game come here.
There's a couple walks so far, but see what he can do here.
That's
a swinging bunt.
Back, yeah. He was trying to kind of back away, and it went off the end of the bat. And it'll end up being a 1-3 put out for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down go the Hawks in the top half of the 6th. We'll have the bottom half after this on ExploreKavochi.com.
Smellick Law Office in Hartley is proud to stand behind the Hartley-Melvin-Sanborn athletes and students. Smellick Law Office will stand behind you as well. Smellick Law Office in Hartley. Go Hawks!
For the freshest meat selection and best value in the area, head to Fiesta Foods in Hartley. Go to fiestafoodshartley.com and click on register. There you can sign up to have a weekly ad and box beef prices emailed directly to you. Find the best cuts of quality meat at Fiesta Foods in Hartley and fiestafoodshartley.com.
Our broadcast this evening on ExploreKavochi.com, courtesy of Trimers Insurance. And also thanks to the Eye Care Center in Spirit Lake for sponsoring the broadcast. Jason Jacobs along with Tim Soper bringing you high school baseball out of the War Eagle Conference, HMS and HLP. We mentioned these 2 schools split a year ago, each of them winning on their own diamond. But this year, this one is for all the marbles, unless there's a postseason matchup.
And that's another thing with this shortened schedule. What is postseason going to look like?
Well, we don't know yet.
Yes, and
we know dates. We know potential dates. That hasn't really changed as far as baseball is concerned.
Softball got bumped back a week.
Yep, it'll be the same week this year.
So that could be a little hectic come time.
For some schools, potentially.
Yes.
Yeah, you've got a handful of schools out there here in Iowa that, they're good at not only baseball but also softball. Well, Easton Brevik's going to lead things off for Harris Lake Park. He reached on an error in the 4th and scored one of the Wolves' 2 runs. And now we got some bag that blew out onto the field here.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's our first case of debris.
Which, given the wind, is a little surprising.
I don't think he would get it over to first, though.
No. Not blowing, the wind blowing that way.
I don't even think a strong wind would help him. It's a plastic bag after all.
All right, so we'll try it again here to Easton Brevik. Ortega's still on the mound here. And the pitch. In there for a strike. Ortega's done a nice job. 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. Giving up the 2 runs on 2 hits. The errors didn't help. There have been 4 errors, but they've been spread out for the most part. This one's popped up.
That one could stay in.
And the wind is going to aid
Ooh.
Cooper Ebel, and he makes a nice catch. Pops out of the glove and then makes the catch.
And based on where I'm at, there would have been a pole in the way, but he popped out of his glove and he made the catch with the bare hand.
Nicely done.
Number 12, Jaden Reeder.
With 1 away, here's Jaden Reeder, the left fielder. First pitch on the way. Swung on and hit towards second. Scooped up by Ben Hawk. Over to Sam Hawk in time. 4-3 for out number 2. Reeder had a single and scored a run earlier tonight as well for HLP in that 4th inning. The other player to have a hit tonight was Tice Gunderson. He had a 2 RBI single back in the 4th. Nobody on this time around, though. in the bottom of the 6th.
Ortega looking for his best inning so far.
Definitely. And that one will be inside. Ball 1. Video stream wise, next week we'll have Spirit Lake Spencer baseball here on the video stream. That'll also be on KUOO Monday night. 1-0. This one's going to be swung on off the glove of Keaton Graves. I'm going to call that a hit.
That's got to be a hit.
Just to get a glove on that was a pretty good job. Graves has done a nice job fielding over there at third tonight. And there's going to be the second hit of the night for Tice Gunderson.
It has lived up to his name of hot corner over there.
It has. So with 2 away, there's a runner at first for Harris Lake Park for Austin Gilmore. A couple of putouts so far tonight in the infield. And for Ortega, goal here is just get out of this. Give your team one more chance. They're going to throw down to second and just a little high. Runner is safe. So 1-0 to Austin Gilmore.
Now a runner in scoring position, 2 outs, similar to last inning.
Wolves looking for that insurance run. The pitch, and that one over towards the HMS dugout. One and one. Ortega taking his time here. Now we'll deliver. And that's going to be, is it a dead ball or is it, I think he just caught the bat a little bit. So it'll be 1-2 to Gilmore.
Right off the top of the handle.
He was trying to get away from it there.
I think he was kind of intending to swing, but ended up coming more inside. And
yeah, and that probably stung.
A little bit.
1-2. Nobody holding the runner on at second. Ortega delivers. That one's well inside. Now it'll be 2-2 here.
Gilmore had to get a little happy feet there.
He was in harm's way there for sure. Should Gilmore reach, we'll see Burdorf. 2 away. They're going to throw back over to second. Back safe is Gunderson.
Gets a little sarcastic cheer from his dugout.
Two pitch on the way. And got him looking. Third strikeout of the night for Ortega ends the threat. After 6, HLP scoring no runs on a hit, no HMS errors, 1 left on. It is 2-0 HLP though, and we'll see if they can wrap things up in the top of the 7th after this on ExploreKaboji.com.
Support your local community and independently owned Hartley Hometown Pharmacy. Shopping locally at Hartley Hometown Pharmacy means keeping the money in the community with tax income and supporting the local workforce and suppliers. Hartley Hometown Pharmacy, located at Fiesta Foods in Hartley.
A lot has changed in 125 years, but the Savings Bank of Primgar, Hartley, and Lake Park remains committed to serving our area farmers. Whether you're looking to grow your operation, finance new equipment, or obtain a line of credit for this production cycle, you can count on the Savings Bank of Primgar, Hartley, and Lake Park. Member FDIC.
We go to the top of the 7th in Lake Park in a 2-0 ball game. Harris Lake Park leading Hartley-Melvin-Sanborn in War Eagle Conference baseball tonight. HMS down to those final 3 outs to try to at least tie this thing up. And Harris Lake Park will stick with Isaac Einen, and why not? 14 strikeouts, 2 walks so far, no hits.
It's been a great game for him so far.
It has. Well, you can tell he's spent a little time there on the mound for the Wolves.
Definitely one of the senior leaders for the Wolves. That
a team that's got some experience back.
And you kind of look at how their first game of the year against Hinton, that definitely can be a demoralizing one. But you realize Hinton, that is a quality team.
Yeah, you know, the really, really quality teams in this conference can do that to you. It sounded kind of like things just snowballed on them there in that first game. So we'll see what happens here tonight. HMS going to send Dawson Skip-Off to the plate. And he looks at ball one. Skip-Off struck out and flew out in his first two at-bats. In fact, he's got one of the few hits that reached the outfield at all. Of course, it was a fly ball, but it's been just that good of an evening for Isaac Einen. 1-1 here to Skip-Off. And that one don't miss by a whole lot. 2-1 to Skip-Off. He'll be followed by Sam Hawk and Jordan Ortega. 3-4-5 batters to start the top of the seventh for HMS. That one's in the dirt. Count goes 3-1 to Skip-Off. Well, HMS, you're thinking to yourself, let's just get a base runner any way here possible. Einen delivers. Oh, and got a late swing after that. Now it's full count. I would say it was a strike all play.
Yeah, and their coach is telling Skip-Off, you're going to swing, swing.
3-2, and that's in the dirt, ball four. So a leadoff walk for Hartley-Melvin-Sanborn, just the third walk given up by Einen, and that'll bring up Sam Hawk, the first baseman. He reached on a walk in the fourth inning and also struck out tonight.
Skip-Off, maybe want to watch him on the base paths. If you're Einen, just pay attention to the batter, but he could be one that could be taken off to second.
First pitch, swing and a miss, big cut by Hawk.
You notice Einen, even though he gave up that walk, he's still out there a little bit with a grin on his face.
Yeah, he just stay loose in this scenario. The pitch, swing and a miss. Throw down to second is going to not be in time. Good backup there by the second baseman, Austin Gilmore.
Good throw by Meyer, just a little low.
More importantly for Einen, it's an 0-2 count now to Hawk. Runner in scoring position, the 0-2, that stays low.
I think Einen, right now, he's realized he has a 2-run lead.
Trust your defense.
Yeah, and tying run still at the plate, you can get him out.
The 1-2, swing and a miss, and strikeout number 15 for Isaac Einen. One away for the HLP defense, and now Jordan Ortega, the pitcher for HMS. Couple of strikeouts tonight. Hoping to help his own cause here with a runner in scoring position at second. Einen gets set, delivers, stays high, ball one.
They're sensing a little more life out of the HMS dugout too.
Well, you know, they're saying to themselves, hey, tying run is at the plate here. It's not like it's an insurmountable lead. Swing and a miss, big cut there by Ortega, and why not? It's a good looking pitch from Einen, but he was behind it. 1-1. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. Little underneath that one. One and two here to Ortega.
Thinking off speed here.
And he goes a bit outside. Couldn't quite get him to chase that time. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lights are on now here in Lake Park. The pitch. Got him looking. Strike at the letters. And strikeout number 16 for Isaac Einen. And with 2 away and the runner at second, here's Ben Hawk.
And you wonder, I don't think he's near the 115, but you wonder if he's kind of at that point where maybe one less day of rest and with only one out left.
And we must have reached a pitch count limit here.
And see, that's what I was referencing here is because I don't think he's near that 115.
I don't know.
With all the strikeout pitchers, you can kind of get up there sometimes.
But he did have a lot of innings where it went 1, 2, 3, perhaps more or less just looks like it's just a conference here. No, they are going to make a change.
Yeah, Berdorf got the ball.
All right, so we will take a timeout here if we could. We'll tell you where everybody's going, and it looks like maybe we just had a fairly simple.
Einen to short, Gunderson
to out the outfield, and Burdorf comes into. Or Burdorf comes into pitch.
It's kind of a triangle
Einen
rotation on that left
short,
side.
and it looks like we're moving Tice Gunderson over to third. Let's still take a quick little timeout here, and we'll be back with more high school baseball after this.
This is Scott Troutman with State Farm and Spirit Lake. All across the country, drivers are reaping the rewards of safer driving with the updated Drive Safe and Save app, where you can earn a discount of up to 30%. Call Scott Troutman State Farm at 336-2499.
The Hut Bar and Grill in Arnold's Park is open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week, and breakfast is served Saturdays and Sundays starting at 8 a.m. So if you're looking for fantastic food served up hot, fresh, and delicious, and service that gets you in and on your way, head to the Hut in Arnold's Park.
Julian Burdorf is the new pitcher for HLP. 2 away with a runner at second for HMS, and the batter is Ben Hawk.
I think this would go as a save opportunity for Burdorf.
I believe so.
I know there's a lot of nuances with that one, but this one seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah, Einen went 6 2/3. This one's going to be outside 2-0 here to Hawk. Let's see if we have time here to get some numbers on Julian Burdorf. 2-0 to Hawk. And now 3-0. Ben Hawk struck out and popped up to short earlier this evening. Burdorf did pitch some last year for HLP, just in a couple different games. The pitch, right down the middle.
Hawk didn't even take the bat off his shoulder.
3-1. Yeah, I don't blame him in that situation. HMS is down to their final out here, but they have a runner in scoring position. That one's in the dirt, and there's going to be ball 4. They're going to send the runner down to third and not get there in time. The runners are going to stay put, though, as it gets by the third baseman, Gunderson. So runners are at the corners for Hartley-Melvin-Sanborn. That brings up Cooper Ebel, a couple of strikeouts so far tonight. And Wolves hoping that Burdorf can just get out of the jam here. Like we said, it was a gem of a game pitched by Isaac Einen. Pitch on the way, low ball 1. They'll throw back down to third, not quite in time.
I like that little play there. It's check that runner at third, and it was closer than you expect sometimes.
Hawk goes down to second for HMS on that throw. 1-0 here to Cooper Ebel. So tying run is at second now. And a base hit means we're going to probably see the bottom half of the 7th. Pitch coming up here from Burdorf. Swing and a miss, a little off speed there. Got him to chase.
This is where it could be effective because Burdorf, until he's kind of off speed the whole way. And Einen a little more fastball heavy, but Burdorf, he hasn't thrown too much heat yet. And there's another off speed. They called it.
They do call it, yeah, just a delayed call there. 1-2. 1-2. The pitch, bit outside. Good eye by Ebel that time. Two and two, runners at second and third. 2 away here in the top of the 7th. The pitch, swung on, hit towards third. Fielded by Gunderson, over to first, scooped up by Brevik to end the ball game. Well, HMS threatened, but unable to bring a run across here in the 7th inning. They had no hits, No Harris Lake Park errors, couple of walks, couple left on base. And that'll do it for this one this evening. Harris Lake Park 2, Hartley-Melvin-Sanborn nothing. We've got a timeout here coming up. Post-game show on the way with Doctors Norland and Cornwall at the Eye Care Center in Spirit Lake. That's all on the way after this at ExploreKabochi.com.
Farmers and ranchers take on so much risk. They have so many things out of their control. They want somebody to be there for them. They want the ability to take care of them when they're in need.
They see the value in what they're doing to rural agriculture. The support they have, the product they have, it's just first class. If you want to put it this way, I bleed green.
For C&B, we've always been about growth the right way. We got to be there with high integrity and have people know they can trust that we're behind them for the long term.
For the best window and door solutions for your next project, choose superior quality to enhance the character of your home. Choose Marvin. Visit your local Marvin dealer. Consumer Lumber in Spirit Lake, Spencer, and Lake Park. Locally owned and operated since 1906.
J. Cox Implement in Lake Park, your Case IH, Can-Am, Bobcat, Ferris, and Cub Cadet Mower headquarters of Northwest Iowa, is a proud supporter of Harris Lake Park sports. Come on in for a test drive. J. Cox Implement of Lake Park, in stock and ready to rock.
Maggie's Crafty Creations in Lake Park is now open. Join them for one of their many classes such as scrapbooking and knitting classes and more, with hot or cold coffees and lattes available. Visit Maggie's Crafty Creations on Facebook or maggiescraftycreations.com to see all the exciting programs they have to offer.
Head down the highway to MHR Insurance and get the power of one from West Bend. Simplify with one policy, one affordable premium, one common loss deductible, and money back at the end of the year when you're claim free. What? Money back? See MHR Insurance in Milford or call 338-2654.
Northwest Bank is top notch. You may be a one-time customer, you may be a lifetime customer, but they're always going to look out for you and take care of you.
Northwest Bank has the ability to help you do what you need to have done with your mortgage.
To me, probably the number one thing is their ability to get the job done.
Easy to work with, explain things very well, people that you trust and people that you see every day. That type of skill and knowledge sitting behind that desk when you're coming to sign those papers is very important.
I've always trusted Northwest Bank, and I definitely trust them with the biggest purchase we've ever made.
The Savings Bank is proud to be your full-service banking location in Primgar, Hartley, and Lake Park, and offer a warm welcome to all individuals, businesses, and farmers. Savings Bank is a proud supporter of our local students and all their activities. Stop by and experience what quality, friendly, and trustworthy hometown banking is all about. Savings Bank, member FDIC.
Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports surgeons have been providing excellent care to the community for the past 40 years. Their team offers specialized care, including sports medicine, as well as in-house physical therapy. Exceptional, dependable, local. Visit NWIABone.com.
Doctors Norland and Cornwall and the entire staff of the Eye Care Center would like to remind athletes to do your best and have a great season. When you have eye care needs, visit the Eye Care Center just north of the hospital in Spirit Lake. The Eye Care Center is proud to offer you professional service and personal care for all your eye care needs. The Eye Care Center has a large selection of quality eyeglass frames and the most up-to-date styles. Call today to make an appointment with the professionals at the Eye Care Center in Spirit Lake.
Welcome you back to Lake Park, and it's a final Harris Lake Park 2, Hartley-Melvin-Sanborn 0. And in our post-game show from Doctors Norland and Cornwall at the Eye Care Center in Spirit Lake, Harris Lake Park head coach Lane Gunderson, congrats on a nice win.
Thanks so much, JJ. Appreciate you guys coming over and covering us.
Well, it's been fun tonight. Let's talk about this outstanding no-hitter pitching performance tonight by Isaac Einen for you.
Oh, Isaac's just somebody who just keeps getting better and better from year to year. Has really stayed with it, and now he's growing into his body. And we talked about have a little bit more experience. We're not overly old, but we're a lot more experienced than normal.
Going back to Einen, what is it about his pitching performance that maybe impressed you the most tonight?
I think what impressed me the most is he did this well without having a curveball the first 3 or 4 innings. I mean, usually he can locate that as good as anybody. But, I mean, his fastball was popping, and we were able to get by. And then, we got later in the game, and he started settling in and hitting it with some curveballs. So I think it's just he's confident, and he knows that he's a good player and things will come around. That's what I've just seen him mature so much over the years.
Middle to bottom part of your lineup in particular got the runs where you needed them tonight. And Tice Gunderson in particular coming up with a nice 2 RBI single for you there.
Yeah, I thought overall our team hit the ball pretty hard all night. A lot of them were right at people, so it was nice to see that one actually not be right at someone. So I thought as the game went along, we could have scored more runs, but give them credit. They made a lot of good plays in this game and found a way to have a good chance at the end of the game. They hung right in there. Got to give them credit.
Well, this has been a good rivalry between your two schools, and so in a week where you got to see both West Sioux and Galen Catholic, you don't really want to let the rivalry game go with HMS.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's who they have, and we had.
Oh yeah,
Hinton,
you guys had Hinton.
And we got St. Mary's.
I'm sorry, yeah. So you had the other two of the 4 teams. It seems
right.
like.
That's what we were talking. I was talking with their coach before the game. We're like, holy cow, our Monday and Friday are going to be really rough. I hope we have a good game here, because.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the War Eagle Conference. In particular, this Rems St. Mary's, they're going to put a good squad out there.
Oh, they're just always so good, and West Sioux's always incredibly good. And I was telling people the other day, Hinton put it to us big time on Monday, and year to year, they have the most consistent from top to bottom hitting team. Some of those other teams may have more ace pitchers from year to year, but man, Hinton just hits the ball year after year.
So I was going to ask a little bit about kind of the chess match you may have to play this year. So many games in a week, but pitch count rule still in effect. We saw you poll Einen. We didn't have the numbers on that. Was he at his upper limit, or
that was his last?
Okay.
He missed it by one pitch.
Okay.
If he could have got that one sooner, he could have finished the last batter.
We wondered that.
Yeah, we weren't sure if it was maybe we only have one more batter. He's maybe at a second limit, but. So how do you kind of look at that as a coach to try to balance the pitching rotation out where you have to probably get more arms out there?
Well, that's what we had to do on Monday, and it was bad. It got out of hand on us, but we made sure that we kept everybody at 40 or under, so we had everybody available for tonight and didn't burn up a couple guys that couldn't even throw on Friday, when we've got, we knew this would be a close game, and we had to, try to do our best to get a win just like they did. But, we know we're going to have some more pitchers to go because we could go through a lot of them against St. Mary's again on Friday.
Coach, any final thoughts on this one before we let you go?
I'm just glad you guys brought us some good luck again, that you came over here, and I'm just glad to see you guys.
It was really nice. I didn't get rained on over here. I think this is the first time in 4 years. I've always had at least a sprinkle. Usually we have like a shower and then we can resume. That's been fine. But it was a great night for baseball, even though it was kind of a hot day.
Yeah,
and it was just fun to get to play baseball.
Yeah, it was a fun game too. When it's a 2-0 game, but it went pretty quick. I like those kind of games where there's not a whole bunch of long innings.
Not a lot of drama, right?
No, that's right. There was enough drama at the end of this one, though.
Coach, thank you so much. Congratulations on the win.
Thanks so much for coming, guys.
Good luck later this week. HLP head coach Lane Gunderson joining us. Thanks so much, Lane. We really appreciate you coming over here this evening. We may get HMS's head coach Jeremy Gloden as well here on the post-game show from Doctors Norland and Cornwall at the Eye Care Center in Spirit Lake. Tim, that does give us an opportunity to talk a little bit about some of the stats. And yes, Isaac Einen, winning pitcher tonight, went 6 2/3 innings, 16 strikeouts. I am correcting myself. 16 strikeouts to 3 walks this evening. No runs given up in this one this evening.
And no hits. Yes.
What an excellent performance. Julian Burdorf gets the save in the final third. He gave up just the 1 walk and then got the ground out to end the ball game. Offensively, again for Harris Lake Park, Tice Gunderson 2 for 3 with the 2 RBIs. Jaden Reeder 1 for 3 with a run scored. Easton Breivik would reach on an error in the 4th and score a run. Also had a walk this evening for Harris Lake Park. For HMS, no hits this evening. They did get a walk from Ben Hawk, Sam Hawk, and Dawson Skipoff and Sam Hine. But other than that, it was slim pickings as far as offense for the Hawks. Their pitcher does deserve a little mention as well here. Jordan Ortega, in the losing performance, pitches all 6 innings. He only gives up the 2 runs on 3 hits, strikes out 3, only walks 1. That's a quality performance as well.
And not very often do you lose that kind of effort in high school baseball, but, a great 2-0 game. Looks like we do have coach from HMS coming on over.
All right, we'll get Coach Gloden here in just a moment as papers continue to go flying, as it is still a bit breezy out there. And Coach will let you snag a little hand sanitizer in the mic here in a moment and let you get set up there. And Again, the final in this one, Harris Lake Park 2, Hartley-Melvin-Sanborn nothing. We mentioned for Harris Lake Park, their upcoming schedule, they have Rims and St. Mary's yet this week. HMS will face Galen Catholic on Friday yet this week. And now Coach Gloden will join us here in the postgame show. Thanks for coming over, and close one here tonight. Coach just couldn't put that run across the plate.
I know. Thanks for having us, guys.
Might have to turn the mic on.
There we go.
Thanks for having us, guys. Appreciate this. No, it was definitely offensively a frustrating night, especially after, the first game of the year on Monday. Even though West Sioux, that game kind of got away from us offensively, we really hit the ball well. And tonight it was, to me it was about Isaac Einen. I mean, he was very efficient. Being a senior, being familiar with the War Eagle, I've seen him, for years, and a kid that, as an opposing coach, I'll be glad to kind of see graduate because he's just kind of been that thorn in the side. But I just told our guys, sometimes you just got to tip your cap to the other team, and when a guy's in a zone like that, there's not a lot you can do except for what we did tonight, and that was take good hacks, and we put the pressure on there in the 7th. We just, again, couldn't find the hole. It was, Cooper put a good swing on the ball. It was just right at the guy, and he made the play.
I thought defensively for your team, though, this evening, well, first off, we need to start with your pitcher, Jordan Ortega. He had a very nice performance as well, and a lot of nights, a performance like that's going to get you a win.
Exactly, and I told him, when we talked after the huddle, I told him that he did exactly what I needed him to do. He was efficient. He let his defense work. I mean, defensively, Sam Hine made a lot of plays. Keaton Graves was a vacuum over there. And had a couple miscues, but overall, I mean, guys just played outstanding defense, and Jordan was on it. I think he was around 70 pitches. I mean, to get 70 pitches in 6 innings, I'll take that every time out.
Oh,
and,
definitely.
That saved, Sam Hine for tomorrow night, so that helps kind of our pitching staff too after using 3 guys back on Monday.
What have been kind of the key areas of focus for you, Coach, here? Because, you didn't have a lot of time to practice, but you have a young team overall. And so what's been kind of the areas that you've been focusing on with this young group?
My big thing, especially as a new coach, is just telling guys to trust the process, come to the ballpark and trying to get better every day. And, talked to my AD today, and we kind of talked about some of these early games are kind of glorified scrimmages, just trying to get, that on-the-field time where some of these kids, especially the JV level, are coming from 7th and 8th grade baseball right to the top level. So, offensively, it's been getting cuts in the cage and trying to get our timing down and, good swings on good pitches. And another key has been pitching, and we've been really working on that. And that was why tonight with Jordan's performance, that's what we've been kind of looking for and kind of what we struggled with Monday night. But in order to win, you got to have all 3 facets, fielding, pitching, and hitting. And tonight, unfortunately, the hitting wasn't there for us.
Yeah, Coach Gunderson was talking about, this conference, and it's always a battle night in and night out, and you get to have 2 of the 3 or 2 of the top programs, I feel like, here in this first week, because you get to have Galen again on Friday, and this is a program that's got a lot of history behind it, of course, and so it's never an easy night. What do you know about Galen coming up?
I know they've got quite a few guys back. They were a young team last year. I know a game last year with them, when I was coaching against them, it was a close game, and just they've got a young nucleus. They got a new coach, but he's been at Galen for a long time, and he knows the kids, and I know he'll have them ready to play. I know they're 1-1 on the year, but it'll be another tough game, and I know people can disagree with me, but playing in the War Eagle as a player and now being a coach, this is my 6th year, in small school baseball, doesn't get any better than the War Eagle. It just, in my opinion, and even, tonight, HLP, Gunderson and Zone, they have these kids ready to play every night. So even, a night like tonight was, there's no easy night. So you just try to do the best you can, and unfortunately tonight we came up a little short.
Best of luck, Coach. We'll see you in a couple of weeks when you play South O'Brien, okay?
Sounds good. Looking forward to it. Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much. Good luck. HMS head coach Jeremy Gloden joining us here on our post-game show from Doctors Northern Cornwall. Thanks again, Coach, at the Eye Care Center in Spirit Lake, and we appreciate both our head coaches for joining us here this evening, Tim, and it's been a fun broadcast here in Lake Park.
Yeah, it's just good to get baseball in, and hopefully we can get some more games in later this week. I know we always have to deal with weather, but in this condensed schedule, if we can ask any favors from Mother Nature this year, we might ask a couple extra.
You hear that, Schwally? All right, be nice to us if you can. No, thank you so much to everybody for watching this evening. Thanks, Tim. Nice job on the video production. Thanks to all of our coaches. Thanks, most importantly, to our sponsors as well, who make this broadcast possible. 2-0, HLP gets the win in War Eagle Conference Baseball over Hartley-Melvin-Sanborn. For Tim Soper, I'm Jason Jacobs. Good night from Lake Park.